A very good evening to everyone. Welcome in today's class. And as we say in the starting, let's crack CSIR-UGC together. Before moving with the topic of today, that is Alutrism and Adaptive Radiation, let us have a small introduction about myself and Unacademy. I'm Farida Bandookwala and I've done PhD in biotechnology from School of Biotechnology, DAVV. And I've done MPhil in biotechnology. I've qualified MP SLET examination. I have a teaching experience of 10 years. If you are opting Unacademy, if you are opting Unacademy for the preparation of, if you're opting Unacademy for the preparation of CSIR UGC NET, what all things you are going to get is daily life classes. Then you are going to get structured courses. Then you are going to get live tests and quizzes. And you will get unlimited access towards all the videos which are done in this category. Just a second. Yeah. So, what are the benefits of daily life classes is that you will always feel connected with the module. You will always be in that motion that I have to do this and I have to do that. And then you can ask your doubts and queries directly in the classroom as well. The courses are structured. That means you can complete all the 13 units in a very limited time. It won't be like that if you are doing a particular thing and uh, it will take longer time. So you can complete all the 13 units in a limited time. Then there are live tests and quizzes, and you will have unlimited access towards all the things which are related to your domain. Then Unacademy, it conducts free live classes on two platforms. The first platform is YouTube, and the another platform is special classes. So YouTube classes you are doing now, and what about these special classes? You need to download the app, and once you have downloaded the app, make your account and register for CSIR UGC NET, and you will get all the videos of the special classes which have been pre-recorded, and you can follow my profile. I have my profile in the name of Farida Bandookwala. And if you're following my profile, you'll be getting the updates for all the upcoming classes. And there is this plus subscription. You need to pay a certain amount for this, but which is very pocket friendly. What you are going to get in this plus subscription is that you will get all the 13 units lectures in a very reasonable price. And what I would suggest is go for a 12 monthly or 24 monthly subscription so that you can most out of it. And use my referral code FB01 for getting a 10% discount. So do not forget to use my referral code, that is FB01. So this was a small introduction about Unacademy. The topic of today is Alutrism and Adaptive Radiation. So what is adaptive radiation? If we are saying that there are similar looking organisms or similar featured organisms, or imagine five, they all have evolved from one common ancestor. This is adaptive radiation. If there is abundant resources suddenly created, or there is some kind of ecological environmental changes, so how this one parent species gave rise to so many species comes under adaptive radiation. So this was the explanation about adaptive radiation. Let us go to the literal definition given by Dolph Schler. Uh, he says that adaptive radiation is the evolution of ecological and phenotypic diversity within a rapidly multiplying lineage. It involves the differentiation of single ancestor. Can you see the single ancestor into an array of species that inhabit a variety of environments and that differ in traits used to exploit that environment. They will differ in their trait. Single ancestor into array of species that inhabit a variety of environments and that differ in traits so that they can survive in the particular environment where they are living. So this was the definition of adaptive radiation given by Dolph Schluter. Then what precipitates an adaptive radiation? Why does adaptive radiation occur? Why it occurs? So first is ecological opportunity. The invasion of unutilized ecological niches leads to rapid diversification. Example, colonizing a remote archipelago surviving a mass extinction. So colonizing a new locality, colonizing that new part of the habitat which was unexplored till now will give them opportunity to diversify among themselves. Then what is key innovation? The acquisition of a novel adaptive trait allows organisms to exploit previously unavailable ecological niches. So the place where they are living, it will actually lead into behavioral change, morphological change, and physiological change. All the three type of changes will be incorporated into that individual, and to exploit the previously unavailable ecological niches. So the previously unavailable places will be now used for their further usage. So there was one more definition given by Darwin. He says that seeing this graduation and diversity of structure in one small, intimately related group of birds, one might really fancy that from an original paucity of birds in this archipelago, one species has been taken and modified for different ends. So he saw that only one species is modifying into so many species. So from an original paucity of birds in archipelago, one species has been taken and modified for different ends. So one common species is now changing into various different types of species. This is what Darwin had to say about adaptive radiation. Now coming to the character displacement. So member of one lineage constrain phenotypic evolution in members of the other lineages. When the member of one lineage constrain the phenotypic evolution in members of other lineages. So there are two sides of this coin, or there are two perspectives of this. So first is it may promote divergence. It may lead to the differences between closely related species when they are exploited ecological niches available, when they are going to explore new places. This may lead into divergence into them, and it may promote divergence, or it may constrain divergence when there are no unexploited niches. So it may be because of the unexploited niches, or maybe because of no availability of unexploited niches. Any of the thing is possible. So it may promote the divergence, it may lead to divergence in a positive manner, or it may constrain that there is no need for divergence. Any of the two kind of thing might occur in the organisms. Both of the things will be related to the adaptive radiation. Only one is constrained and one is unconstrained. Just give me a second, there is some technical glitch. I'll just be back. Yeah, I think I'm live now again. So okay, so character displacement, we have seen that it may positively affect affect the differences, or it may be constraint on the divergence. Then there is example of Hawaiian honey creepers, how a single species diverged into so many different species. So there is a common rosefinch, then Pauli, then molly creeper, cowley creeper. There are so many things which have actually originated from a single organism, which is common rosefinch. So they are actually originating at different islands wherever they were taken, and they are having modification of a single organism. They are modified from a single organism. Can you see this? There is a specific modification in their beak. The beak modified so that now they can inhabit a new environment and they can actually survive in that environment. So more than 800 species of Hawaiian Drosophilid flies were also seen, and they were found to be connected with a common ancestor. Can you see here in the picture that they are connected with a common ancestor? They all have diverged from a common ancestor. Just it is that they are found at different places. So here, this is the more ancient, and this is the more recent places where they have originated. This is the older island, or more ancient lineages, younger island, and more recent lineages. So this is how they all have originated from a single Drosophila. So Hawaiian Drosophilid flies, in them it was seen the adaptive radiation when they were subjected to the genotypic characters. Also, they all exhibited similarity, and it was confirmed that they all have originated from a common ancestor. Then there is this another example of adaptive radiation is Hawaiian silverwood alliance. Hawaiian silverwood alliance, what is seen in them is 28 species derived from a single common ancestor. These plants occupy habitats ranging from exposed lava to wet forest. So can you imagine, there is so much of diversity. That first place where they were actually living is the volcanic sites, where there is lots of temperature, and then there are some which are actually inhabiting the wet forests. So this is the variety of the habitat which they are going to inhabit. So diverse forms, they include vines, trees, erect shrubs, rosettes, and herbaceous mats. So this is the diversity in terms of plants. We have seen one for the animals, two for animals and one for plants. Then silverwoods, one signature of an adaptive radiation is a burst of diversification of a relatively short period of time. So the thing, short period of time is very important over here, because this matters a lot, short period of time. If the time taken for the differences in the organism is small, it is called as adaptive radiation. In the definition of adaptive radiation, you should also mention short period of time. If it is short period of time, it is short. They are talking about adaptive radiation. So that is the signature of an adaptive radiation. Then another example of adaptive radiation is cichlid fishes in African Rift Valley lakes. Fishes in African Rift Valley lakes. So this is for the Lake Tanganyika, Lake Malawi, and Lake Victoria. Can you see the fishes, how they are different from each other, but they are actually common in their origin. There is difference in their fins pattern. There is difference in their mouth pattern. There is difference in their color. So this is how the African fish, cichlid fishes in African Rift Valley lake, they differ from one another. So this is the place. Then talking about Lake Malawi cichlids, can you see that they are different amongst themselves? Here the mouth is different, color is different on the body, the pattern of the fins is different on their body. So this is because of the adaptive radiation seen in them. Now there is this paper in which they have actually confirmed that yes, they all have actually diverged from the common ancestors. So these were the first lineage where the difference was first of all incorporated in the mouth area of fishes, and then slowly they diverged into various different forms. They diverged into various different forms. So this was established in a paper also, and the paper was published by Mayer et al. And Fosher et al. In year 1993, right? So this is the thing. Then moving ahead in this topic, so ecological differences, then trophic differences, and then sexual selection occurred, and then they differentiated. Adaptive radiation and convergent evolution. So It was adaptive radiation was seen, and convergent evolution were seen in the Lake Tanganyika species and Lake Malawi species of Africa. Can you see the similarity in the first type of fishes? They are looking similar, and these are looking quite similar. These are similar looking, these are similar looking, and these are similar looking. So this is convergent evolution, though the ancestors are different for them, but they are looking similar. So adaptive radiation and convergent evolution might occur hand in hand. Then convergent evolution in the Distillate radiation, that how the convergent evolution is happening in the adaptive radiation of these fishes. So Lake Malawi, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Malawi and Lake Tanganyika, how their mouth is changing based on the availability of the food and the environment. And you see in the first category, rock scraper, so they need to cut the rocks. Invertebrate picker, they need to grasp the insect. So can you see the pointed mouth over here? Then invertebrator, fleshy lips, they have got fleshy lips so that they can trap them. Then a digger, they need to dig the things. So can you see the mouth is elongated. Then mollusks crusher. So this is how, I'm not going to explain each and every mouth, but can you see that they all are having a common ancestors? So Lake Malawi and Lake Tanganyika, they are having differences in their geological perspective, but the need was similar. So can you see how they are similar in their functions, but they are actually different on their genotypic level. So these are the similarities and differences between Lake Malawi and Lake Tanganyika. Now another example is about Australian marsupials. The Australian marsupials, they demonstrate adaptive radiation in absence of competitive interaction with placental mammals. So they demonstrate an adaptive radiation in absence of the competitive interaction with placental mammals. If placental mammals are not there and they are not subjected to the competitive interaction, they will have some kind of adaptive radiation in them, because now they don't have to face that competition, so they will overall change in themselves. Then the amniotic egg, perhaps one of the greatest key innovation of all time. So amniotic development of amniotic egg for the propagation of the fetus inside the eggs is a greatest innovation of the nature over time, that now the nutrition is going to be provided within the egg itself. So this dinosaur egg, Protoceratops cast replica, this cast is an example of dinosaur egg found in a nest containing 18 eggs arranged in 3 circles, one inside another. Protoceratops means first horn phase. So these are the eggs. So they were arranged in a particular pattern also, and they were actually having the food for the fetus inside the egg itself. Then another key innovation for adaptive radiation is wings. Wings were adapted for their particular need, seeing the need of the environment. So presence of wings is a important example of adaptive radiation. So adaptive radiation of mammals is lots and lots. Some have got long nose, some have got short hands in front. The bats, their forelimbs are modified into wings. Then the primates, they have got long tail. Elephants, they have got tusks, and these all are kind of adaptive radiation which actually occurred in nature for the best suitability of the environment and their actually acquaintance with the environment. So this is the picture showing the adaptive radiation of mammals. Then why this happened? Because of the rapid diversification of animals correspond to the major environmental changes. When there were major environmental changes, the divergence was rapid. So what were the reasons? The reasons were warming and retreat of glaciers, oxygenation of ocean, increased availability of phosphorus, and niche expansion. These are the reason for rapid diversification of animals which correspond to major environmental changes. Then adaptive radiation and rapid evolution. Adaptive radiations are often characterized or differentiated on the basis of ecological opportunity. Ecological opportunities might be different acquisition of novel adaptive traits. If they have now this different trait than the actual original population, they are going to have better survival rate. Competitive interaction among closely related taxa, convergent or parallel evolution, and rapid phenotypic diversification. So this was about our adaptive radiation, that how everything utilize the adaptive radiation, and then um, it exists in a better way. Now the another topic which we have to take in today's class is altruism. So what is this altruism? Altruism is selflessness. Here altruism or selfishness is written, so that is just a question, that is it so. So altruism is a behavior which one organism shows to help another organism for the propagation of another organism. Maybe it will reduce in the number of offspring in its own, but it is going to make another species flourish. So this is altruism. Then the word altruism, it is derived from a French word that is autrui, meaning other people, alter, and in Latin language, alter means others. So, altruism, the term was coined by a scientist. His name is Auguste Comte, and he was a French person. Then, altruism is a type of social behavior where the actor is harmed while other gets benefited. The host is going to be harmed, but others are going to be benefited. In evolutionary biology, an organism is said to be altruistically when its behavior benefit other organism at cost of itself. That is the definition. So cost and benefits are measured in terms of reproductive fitness. So how it is harmed, we are saying that it is harmed, and it is not benefited that much as much the other organism is benefited. So that is in the terms of reproductive fitness. Always remember reproductive fitness. Reproductive fitness is the thing that you should remember. And number of offsprings. Number of on this basis they are going to differ. Then how does altruism exist with natural selection? That how altruism goes hand in hand with natural selection. Why did altruistic behavior evolve when natural selection was already there? Why was the need of altruistic behavior? This was the major question. In a group there are members who are selfish, so how can the altruist thrive in the population? There are people who are selfish, so how does a person who is selfless can actually thrive? Then idea of altruism is seen to go completely against the Darwinian idea of survival of the fittest. So survival of fittest, Darwin has already said that whosoever will be fittest is going to survive. So now the idea of altruism is now completely against of the basic idea which was actually followed for so long. Then how come altruism? Now explanation of altruism. To explain the altruistic behavior of animal in the light of evolution, we need to discuss three of the things. Two of the things we are going to discuss in today's class, and kin selection we are going to talk in tomorrow's class. So the three things are group selection, kin selection, and reciprocal altruism. In the Descent of Man, Darwin discussed origin of altruistic and self-sacrificial behavior amongst humans. So he himself told, then amongst all animals including humans show altruistic behavior in respective society. Wherever the organism is living is going to show the altruistic behavior. Let's find out the reason behind animal altruism. So now we have seen that what are the places where they are going to show the altruism. So they are going to be show altruistic nature in their own species, and they are going to show this with the other species as well. So now let us talk about the reason. The first is group selection. It is a type of natural selection that acts on all the members of a group. That is, whole group is favored over another group. Defined as a selection which evolves according to fitness of group. It has two concepts, that is old concept and new concept. So it is a type of natural selection only. Group selection is a type of natural selection only. We were saying that natural selection and Alutrism, they are something different. Two different things are going or we represented together. So no, it is not so. They are actually converging at this point. So what this group selections old concept has to say? So the concept was actually given in 1960 by Wine and Word, and argued that individual selection could not explain subordination of selfish interest to promote groups well-being. So if an individual is selected and others are not selected to it, so it is not so. A whole group would be selected. For example, in groups consisting of selfish individuals who reproduce at the maximum rate, resources would be overexploited and the group would go extinct. So the resources which they are utilizing, they are overexploited, and the group would extinct because of just only 2 3 individuals which are exploiting the habitat so much. In contrast, groups consisting of cooperative individuals who restricted their birth rate would not overexploit their resources and not go extinct. So the group in which there are cooperative individuals, their group is going to thrive always because they are going to compromise somewhere, cooperate somewhere, and their group is not going to extinct. So that is the group selection. The group which is more coordinated with each other is going to thrive the best, and the group which is not showing coordination and at the proper level is going to be extinct. This came to be known as old concept of group selection. Now, what new concept has to say? During the 1960s and 1970s, a large body of theoretical work was piled up against the idea of Wine-Edwards, that is the old concept. So Maynard Smith showed that group selection would not work if number of individuals who disperse and reproduce elsewhere is greater than one per group. So would not work if number of animals disperse and reproduce successful migrants is greater than one per group. If there are various people in a group who are actually thinking to settle at some other place, then that group is not going to be subjected to the group selection. Empirical work showed that individuals who were reproducing at the rate that maximized their lifespan, lifetime reproductive success, and were not practicing reproductive restraint. So that population which is actually not migrating much and the population which were actually reproducing at their maximum potential are going to thrive. So basic idea behind this concept is that I'll take the highlighter, is that at certain stage of an organism's life cycle, interactions take place between only a small number of individuals, and under these conditions cooperative behavior can be favored. So when they are interacting with one another, they need to show cooperative behavior, sometimes referred to as straight group selection or demic selection or intra-demic selection. So this is rate group selection or demic selection. So differences between the old and the new group selection model is that the new group selection models rely on within population group selection, whereas old group selection theory worked on between the population group selection. So population group selection and the individual group selection, aleutristics, and these are the groups and these are the selfish. So the group which would be selected would have both combination of the selfish and the selfless people. So differences between the old and the new group selection model is that new group selection model rely on within population, intrademic group selection, old said interdemic. So this is the difference between the old and new concept. Then the second thing which is related to altruism or which is actually responsible for altruism is reciprocal altruism. So the term reciprocal altruism was actually coined by the scientist Robert Trivers in year 1971, and in this type of altruism, the altruist act in a manner that temporarily reduces its fitness with the expectation, and the beneficiary organism will act in a similar manner in the later time. So it act in a manner that it temporarily reduces its fitness. It will be at a compromising end with the expectation that beneficiary organism will act in a similar manner in the later time, and it is doing this so that the organism which is now benefited is going to be at a compromising manner in a certain time. So this form of altruism may occur between unrelated individuals. When individuals are unrelated, they do not have a past clashes, so they can behave In the reciprocal altruism, and Travers suggested that two conditions must be met for reciprocal altruism. First is cost must be lesser to the benefit received. So if they are expecting the benefits to be in future, so the thing for which they have to settle for this should be lesser. Individuals that fail to reciprocate must be punished. So the individual which are not showing this reciprocal altruism, which are not actually at a cooperative end this time, they should be punished or they should be neglected. So what is the summary of social interaction? So there are four things, that is cooperative interaction, altruistic interaction, selfish interaction, and spiteful interaction. So when the actor is benefited, recipient is benefited, it is cooperative interaction. When the actor is harmed and recipient is benefited, it is called as altruistic interaction. When actor is benefited and recipient is harmed, so it is selfishness. When actor is also harmed and recipient is also harmed, it is called spiteful interaction. So either they both will be benefited, either they both will be harmed, or one will be benefited and one will be harmed. So based on this, there are the names given. So when the actors are benefited and recipients are benefited, it is cooperative. When actor is harmed and recipient is benefited, it is altruistic. And when actor is benefited and recipient is harmed, it is selfish. And when actor is harmed and recipient is also harmed, it is spiteful. Now talking about the humans, the altruistic behavior which is seen in humans, big question to be answered, but we have some examples. So altruistic behavior in humans is helping the needy. Then exchanging the gift is also a type of altruistic behavior. Giving away something permanently for loved ones is also altruistic behavior. Then blood donation, which humans they do, it is altruistic behavior. Giving seat in the bus to old or women is altruistic behavior. Working for animal rights is altruistic behavior. Very important example, that working for the right of the animal, that then caring of the pet, sacrificing self for nation, giving the child to childless uncle in joint families, or giving the child to the one who is actually childless. So whenever you will see in examination a question which is related to this type of behavior, what you need to select is, it is altruistic behavior. Altruistic behavior. So do not forget that these all are type of altruistic behavior which is shown in the human population. So this is a picture of some kind of reciprocal altruism. See here they are cleaning a young monkey over here. In this picture, this bigger fish is carrying a smaller fish. Then these two monkeys, they are pulling the hand pump, and this one is benefited for drinking. So they are at the compromising end. Though they are not harmed, but they are spending their energy for the purpose. Then here the koala bears, what are they doing? They are helping each other to, not helping, one is actually helping another to climb a certain barrier. Then the bats that are hanging together, and all these all are kind of reciprocal altruism, so that they are expecting that the same thing will be happening with them also in future. So this is how we have completed adaptive radiation and altruism together in today's class. And adaptive radiation, we have seen that how a common ancestor is going to give rise to all of the organisms in the further radiated species, that is called as adaptive radiation. Then what are the reasons for adaptive radiation is ecological opportunity or key innovation. Then character displacement, we have seen it, whether it can promote divergence, it can promote constant divergence. Then we have seen the example of Hawaiian honey creepers. Then we have seen the example of drosophilite flies. Then we have seen one example of the plant, that is Hawaiian silverbird. Then we have seen how all so many silverbirds, they have emerged from a common ancestor in a very short period of time. Then we have seen the example of cichlid fishes. Then we have seen adaptive radiation can also occur with the convergent evolution. And we have seen convergent evolution in cichlid radiation. Then we have seen the example that Australian marsupial, it can demonstrate adaptive radiation also. Then the amniotic Then we have seen the amniotic egg example, that how amniotic egg is going to be the benefit for the further evolution. Then another key innovation is the adaptive radiation of production of wings. Then in mammals, how we can see so many different types originated from a single type. Then we have seen how different reasons affect the um, occurrence of adaptive radiation. Then after that, we have seen altruism, that how one is harmed and another is benefited, and we have seen all the explanations. So one is group selection theory, second is skin selection theory, and the third is reciprocal altruism. And then we have seen all the examples related to it. This is how we have completed adaptive radiation and altruism in today's class. And lastly, as we say, let's crack CSIR-UGC NET. Please like my video for showing your love and interest in the class. It really motivates us. And do not forget to hit the bell icon for getting all the notifications. Subscribe our channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And lastly, do not forget to use my referral code, that is FB01, for getting a 10% discount. So for getting a 10% discount, you need to use my referral code FB01. Come back in tomorrow's class. We'll be talking about some more interesting topic of evolution, and we'll be talking about those topics in detail. And whichever topic in CSIR syllabus you people want to read, you want me to take that particular topic, you can just write in the comment box that we want this topic, and I'll be taking up that topic. And other than that, if you are having any kind of doubt over here in this topic, you can write in the comment box. Whenever I'll be going through my videos, I'll check out those comments and I'll try to solve your doubts and queries. So this is it for now. We'll be meeting tomorrow with another interesting topic of evolution and behavior.